Well, hello there. This is Chad Weber, and welcome to your first installment of your fast action training for LeadRush. In today's segment, our goal is to show you how to put your LeadRush account into action ASAP. No hype, no fluff, just quick, actionable strategies that you can implement immediately following today's segment. So let's go ahead and get started now. Here's what we're going to show you how to do today. Number 1, how to target open houses. Number 2, how to reach out to the agents who are hosting these open houses. And then number 3, how to stimulate their interest quickly. Now, the first piece of the puzzle is that you first have to target open houses, right? This is the impending event that you're going to use as your method of targeting agents. As you recall, what we talked about in earlier sessions is the importance of expanding your target market, having a mass appeal. So our mass appeal here, the one thing that all of these agents have in common is that they are hosting open houses. It doesn't take long for you to look around and see just how many open houses are hosted within even just 10 or 15 miles of your office to see that you have hundreds and even thousands of agents to target every single month. So there's plenty of agents out there for you to go after. All we have to do is figure out how are we going to collect this information. So I'm going to show you a couple of methods to do that starting now. Number 1, Realtor.com. As loan officers, you are familiar with the MLS system, of course. So what we're going to do is exit our slides here, and we're going to head right over to Realtor.com to show you exactly what you can do using this system. So I already have a location entered here. What I'm going to do is in this price range, I'm going to pop a target market, let's say between $200,000 and let's say about $400,000 would be the types of homes that I would like to target. I can click the search button and take a look at the properties that are available. So Realtor.com is going to kick back the properties that meet the guidelines that I've set in my search query. But as I start scrolling down here, if I look to the left-hand side of the screen on this little sidebar here, I'm going to see that there are some advanced activities here or some additional features. For example, listing activity. Now I can access this after my search, or I can click on advanced options prior to doing my searches, but I just like to do it this way so I can kind of get a feel for what types of homes are out there that I'd really like to target. But if I toggle this little checkbox here, it's telling me that there are 16 properties that have immediate open houses scheduled within this one small community, within this very focused $200,000 to $400,000 price range. So that's 16 open houses I can scroll through and click on. Now I know that all of my results now have an open house scheduled, and I can either contact the agent or request more information here, or even scroll down and get the contact information and phone number from the agents that are representing this property, either the agent or the office and so forth. So I can request a private showing, all that fun stuff. But I can see here is the office number, and even the broker's information is down here, located in this right-hand box. So I know who's brokering this listing. I know who to get in touch with. So guys, this is a quick and easy way to start targeting agents that are hosting open houses. If that's not enough, and you may be wondering why I targeted a specific price range, this is entirely at your discretion. But for me, I have found that when I target properties in the $200,000 plus range, generally I get a higher quality prospect. If we're using this as lead generation, then why not cherry pick the leads that you are going to generate? So that's why I targeted the $200,000 plus price range for the homes that I was searching for open houses on. So now if I scroll down, I can see that my open houses has expanded to 30 open houses scheduled immediately. Okay, and this is just one area. I could pop in different zip codes here, and doing just an example search earlier, I could see that there's over 230 open houses that were scheduled just within the next 48 hours when I searched on Friday, and that was just within three, not even major cities, but cities that had somewhere around 40 to 60,000 individuals in those 3 areas. So 3 cities, about 180,000 people total, and I was able to find over 230 plus open houses. So in other words, no shortage of open houses and agents for you to target. All right, so that is method number one. Let's go back to our slides. So method number two is you can utilize alternative sites to Realtor.com, such as Trulia.com. Let's go to the web and take a look at this. All right, so Trulia.com is going to function very similar to Realtor.com in that we're going to perform a search, and as you can see, the layout is very, very similar. I can click once again on the left-hand sidebar. I have this little toggle button here, or this toggle box, and if I choose to show only open houses, properties with scheduled open houses, I have 48, or I have 10 listings found just on immediate open houses, and that's searching one city. If I'd like to add additional cities, if I click add nearby locations, as you can see, I can add all of these here. Click done. And now I've gone from 10 to 37 listings that have open houses. So if I like, I can go down the list just like Realtor.com and perform the exact same procedure. I can see who the agent is in the upper right hand corner, grab their information, and be ready to get in touch with this individual. Right? So all you're doing at this stage is creating a list of target agents. We're not being overly picky about the agents just yet because we haven't met them yet. All we know is that they have an impending event, an open house, that makes them an ideal prospect for us. Next on our list is ActiveRain.com. ActiveRain.com is a social media network for real estate agents, very similar to, well, I like to call it Facebook for realtors. Okay, so we would utilize a very similar strategy, or Harmon Homes Magazine, Land and Homes Magazine, the Original Homes Magazine, Real Estate Book. You have all of these actual physical real estate publications out there that you can peruse to, once again, identify homes that are tagged as having an open house scheduled. So I'm not going to get into extra details for these final two because the process, I'm sure you already get the process, is simply find the open houses, find out who the agent is hosting that open house, and put them on your list. That's all we're doing at this stage. That's it. Once you've created a list of, say, 10 to 12 agents that have open houses scheduled for this weekend, you are ready to move on to your next step. If you're a real go-getter and your goal is to just absolutely flood yourself with leads, then it's up to you. Toggle the switch up a bit, and instead of doing 10 to 12, maybe you target 20, 25, 30, but 10 to 12 is plenty because you have such a high conversion ratio with this marketing. That's plenty to get you started. So now once you have your list created, that's it. You're ready for action. That's how simple this marketing plan is, guys. This is the wonderful thing about LeadRush, is that it is not a complex or complicated marketing strategy. All you need to know is who are the agents hosting open houses, get their phone numbers, and you're going to call them up and you're going to utilize a script. Now, I didn't put a salutation and greeting in there because all of you are going to introduce yourselves a little bit differently. The important thing is that you communicate this information right here in the body of the script, and that is letting them know that you would like to stop by for just 5 minutes during their open house give them the address of where that open house is being hosted this Saturday or Sunday or whatever day it is, to show you a marketing strategy that can expose your listing to an additional 400 to 4,000 individuals every single time you host an open house using social media. Is it okay if I stop by? It's only going to take me a couple of minutes to demonstrate how this works. And again, it's going to help get you an additional 400 to 4,000 people that are actually going to see this open house. So your home seller is going to love you. Your listing is going to bring in more leads. And it's only going to take me a couple of minutes to demonstrate how it works for you. Is it okay if I stop by? Now here's what makes this work so darn well. If you're wondering why such a simple script works so well, it is because agents aren't doing a lot with their open houses. How many of you have actually sat at an open house with an agent? About 85 to 90% of your time is spent doing nothing. Sure, you may get some traffic. You may get 6, 7, 8, even 10 people to walk through that property in a couple of hours. But how long does it take to walk through that property? A couple of minutes. 80 to 90% of your time is spent sitting there twiddling your thumbs. So you are not interrupting busy time for most of these agents. This is their downtime. They're kind of sitting back. They're bored. They're reading the newspaper. They're logging on. They're texting. They're calling. They're not doing anything productive. Whereas during the week, during regular business hours, when you interrupt them at their office, they're typically doing something important. So this is downtime. It's time where they're typically bored anyways. So you stopping by for a couple of minutes helps break up that monotony. And while you're there, you're showing them, hey, here's how you can take this boring time and turn it into lead generation time. them. So very simple script, guys. Add your own introduction to it, but make sure you communicate this in the body and you're ready to go. So let's recap what we've discussed so far. Number one is you got to locate your agents that are hosting the open houses. Number two, you got to contact them, and we've given you the script. And then number three is you're going to demonstrate the process to them and then show them the end result of what LeadRush can do for them. And we're going to go over this in the next video. So I'll see you in the very next training video. I hope you're ready, because this is where things get exciting. See you there.